Hi everyone, I am Christine Jossie of Mail Something Pretty. I wanted to show you this really nice gift that you can make. It's a notebook, a covered notebook, and a pen. And so I was inspired by this one. I went to a Stampin' Up! Event that was hosted by Barbara Lash and I think you need to say your name, Betty Sakota. I might be saying her last name wrong and I'm sorry, Betty. But this was a door prize and I was just, I loved it. And I've made notebooks before, but what attracted me to it is, first of all, it looked like leather. She had used copper clay cardstock and she embossed it. And I've made notebooks before and I never embossed them. And I think it really, really does something. And then she did a little shading in there. And the other thing is I've made tons of pens, so that wasn't new to me, but what was new to me was how she tied it to this little, it's not really a bookmark, but a holder. And so normally when I would give, it would just be a pen and a notebook, but I just think this whole presentation is beautiful. So I copied it and I'm going to show you how to make one as well. So this was a club project and everyone was really happy with it. And so you could just, hopefully you can see so many ideas that you can do with it. So they are made with just these mini composition books. You can get them many places. I bought these at Amazon, but you can get them at, I think Ocean State Job Lot, or I don't know if Target has them, especially you can get them back to school time of year, but they're just like the mini notebooks. And then I love these pens. These are the Pentel RSVP pens. You can get them really Walmart, Target, or anywhere. Again, I got these at Amazon because I needed a whole bunch of them. And they come in black and blue ink. They come in fine point, medium point. I kind of like the fine point, so that's what I got. But you can get whatever you want. So I'm going to show you how to do the whole thing. All right, so the first thing, part of it I already done. You need a front and a back cover for your notebook. And so these measure, just make sure I give you the right measurement, 2 3/4 by 4 1/2. So 2 3/4 by 4 1/2. And you need 2 because you need one for the front and one for the back. And I embossed mine with a Timeless Textures embossing folder that's in the 2023 holiday catalog, and I'm pretty sure that's carrying over. I think I read that. It's an embossing folder that I love, and to even enhance it even more, if you want, this is Boho Blue. I used my blending brush, and I just kind of went over just a little bit where some of the texture is. And then what's left over is kind of like, then you have like this well-worn handheld copy of a notebook. And you can really kind of see it. Well, on this one, you have a little texture on that one. I think my sample is not so dark, but oop, that one was a little dark. So you can make it as dark or as light as you want. I might put that on the back. All right, I don't want to do the whole thing. Okay, so there we go. So I'm going to use what I always use, my multi-purpose liquid glue. You could use tear tape if you wanted, that would be strong enough. But I really think these are probably the only 2 adhesives that would work best with this project. So what I'm going to do is, actually I'll do the back first, right, to make sure we do it right. Start with the back. I'm just going to put glue all around my edges, maybe a little in the middle, and then I'm just going to line up this point with this point. So what's nice about the glue is you can kind of slide it in place. I just want to cover up all of that. When I started making these notebooks a long time ago, they were, or at least the ones I had, had rounded corners. And so we do have like a rounded quarter punch, but it wasn't exactly the same like kind of curve. So then what I would do is I would take the rounded, I'd trace it on the paper and then cut it. But I'm very happy that these are straight corners. It just makes it even easier. All right, so I'm going to turn it this way, so just so I can watch, my eye watches that edge better. All right. even that just dresses it up, right? Here, that's another one. Just that to that really dresses it up. But I'm going to add little strips of paper. Where did they go? I have some extras over here. I cut out, oops, that was sticky. This paper is from the fishing paper of the annual catalog. I forget the name of it, but it just had nice patterns, and so I thought that this gift could be both masculine and feminine with the colors. I thought it worked for everyone. So I did this 5/8, so it's a little bit thicker than a 1/2 inch. So 5/8 by 4.5, and this is just going to go on here. So you can decide if you want a lot of that black covered up or none of it or a little bit. That's up to you. And I'll just use glue. I'm trying to pick it up without getting my fingers sticky. I'm going to cover the seam a little bit. Look straight. And then I'll do the other side. If your paper overhangs, sometimes when I emboss things, it kind of smushes out the paper, so it makes it a little wider. That's not too bad, but you could always trim it if it's a little bit wide for your book. All right, and then these are, I think they're just a 1/4 inch. Yeah, these are just a 1/4 inch wide, and you can put them on this side. You can put them on this side. I'll put it on. And you could either put it directly on the paper or on your strip. And I'll show you again this sample and then the other one, because they used different paper. They did their strips a little different than me. There's this, I don't know how they cut this tiny little thing, but it's like 1/8 of an inch, and that's a little bit thinner. So that's kind of the difference. So you can vary yours up however you like. You could do 3 patterns. You could do whatever you like. I actually have another idea, which I will share. I'm actually not going to share it yet because they're going to be gifts in case anyone is watching who's going to be receiving one, but they involve a different way, or a similar but different way of covering these notebooks. So I'll share pictures of the finished results when they're done after Christmas. Okay, so that's the notebook, right? So they're perfect little, they're great for a pocketbook or even your back pocket. They're nice. And then a pen, of course, looks really nice. So these are 2 different pens. This one I just tied with the Starry Sky glitter. It's a little hard to get in the hole, so then I did this one. It's a little easier with the linen thread, and I think they both match. So let me show you that. I'm just going to close my ink and cover that so I don't clog. All right, so I actually I just measured this one, but let's see what it is. It is 1 1/4 by, I'm gonna say 6 1/4, and they probably just measured the pen. Let me get a pen out of my box. Right, they just measured the pen to see what the length needed to be. So then I used, this is actually a different pack of paper from the fishing paper because I didn't have enough. But I think it matches nicely. So this is just 1 inch by 6. So I'm just going to glue that directly on. Again, I just think this is a nice, just a little extra packaging. And I like it. All right, and so then what I did is, because we made a bunch of these at club, I created a template. So I just cut this piece the exact same size, and then I measured those up together. I actually took the pen and I traced it, so then now I know where to punch my holes. So this is a very old punch called a crocodile that Stampin' Up! Sold many, many, many years ago. But I like it. It's well retired, but what I like about it is when I push it together, it's easy on my hands. But you can use any kind of hole punch. All right, and then I'm going to show you the pen last, how to do that. I'm going to stamp just a little label, the Just For You, Night of Navy. And this, I think, came from the stamp set called Celebrate Everything. I think that's what it's called. And then these are old Stampin' Up! Punches. This one's 1 1/4 inch. I forget if they sell punches now. Circle punches. I think they brought them back. They might be in the online exclusive section. This is just the next size up, the 1 1/2. You can do your label however. I just used kind of what I had. And then I punched another hole in here like that. Okay, so then that's that. So now we have to do our pen. So I cut out, this is, let's see, what size did I do? 1 1/4 by 3 1/4. And so what's important, so it's going to go this way. When you're choosing your pattern for pens, you need some sort of pattern that's probably small. This doesn't have much of a pattern at all. They're kind of on the neutral side. Nope, I don't have any other pens. You can have a lot of the geometric patterns, like this paper would work out really nice. Some sort of geometric pattern, and it's nice when they have different colors. But no, it's going to go in this direction, so we're going to roll it. So like if you're doing stripes, you want your stripes to go this way, not that way, because you'll lose the stripe pattern. So this just screws right off like that. And you can either use this, or you can use a bamboo skewer. So the bamboo skewer is a little bit thicker, but I'll show you both. So you're just going to really roll up this paper. Sometimes it helps. Where's my bone folder? If you want to soften the paper up a little bit, even if you soften it this way a little bit, it just makes it a little easier to roll. And you just need it really, really tight. So you see how that's really right around, and then you just kind of roll it so it's really tight, hopefully you can see, around the bamboo skewer. So if I was going to use the pen itself, I would do the same thing. I would just roll it right around the pen. Oops. There we go. So roll it right around the pen, and you kind of slide that off. And I'm going to stick it right through the barrel of the pen. So this particular pen has like their labeling on it. I like to put my seam under the label. This particular paper, the pattern's very mild, so you don't see it. But some patterns you would see like the disconnect between where the paper begins and where it ends. And so by having it under the seam, it just helps a little bit. I take my tweezers, because there's still a little space there, and I just push it down to the end, because this space is going to be covered up by this part. And then I just put my pen back together. Just screw it on there, and then you have a fun decorated pen. All right, so I have my little label there. I'm going to use, like I said, this is fun, but it kind of what's the word? Phrase, and it's a little hard to work with. So I'm going to put my linen thread in this hole, flip it over, go in this hole, and so just make sure you have enough to tie a little bow. Cut that. I'm going to put my pen on there, and I'm going to tie a double knot so it helps, because I can get a little tighter with that extra knot. Oh, hold on. I forgot something. Good thing I didn't tie it tight. All right, so before you tie your knot, you have your label. I want to put this through here. Now I want to tie my knot. There we go. Now you could have just stuck it on there, but that way it's at least tied. And so now I can use a dimensional. And just put that right there. Okay, now I can tie my bow. I just think this makes such a nice little gift. Okay, so here's the notebook we just made. Here is the pen, and there you go. It's a nice little gift. If you wanted to take another piece of ribbon, put it underneath here, and then tie a bow on top to keep those two together, you could do that too. All right, so again, I'll show you. This is one color variation, and I used an oval, and then I just used circles for my label, and so there you go. And then this is just with the other color twine. All right, so we went from that to that. There we go. So it's a nice little gift. I think anyone you made it for would love it. But make sure you make one for yourself, because I have one in my car, I have one in my purse, I have a little notebook by my bedside because you need little notes. We need notebooks everywhere. So hopefully you liked it. Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what you think. And if you are not receiving my emails, please go to mailsomethingpretty.com and sign up for my email list, because I'd love to send you even more ideas. And make sure that you also are subscribed to my YouTube channel by clicking just the subscribe button, and also click the bell so you get notified whenever a new video is uploaded or I go live. Have a wonderful day. Again, I'm Christine Josti of Mail Something Pretty. Bye-bye.